Good evening. So, discuss natin kung paano tayo calculate ng materials. Let's say we have this example na plan. This is a 2-story, 6-unit apartment building. So this is the sample plan. Let's say we start on, tapos na natin, yung structural muna tayo. Let's say, subukan natin tong roof framing plan. So, wait lang, share ko lang pala yung ating. So, paano nga ba tayo magka-calculate ng materials for roof framing and roofing? So first, for roof framing, we have first to identify yung materials. Let's say we have here the truss diagram. So meron tayong 1, 2, 3 truss diagram. So let's say, doon ko tayo ng legend. See, this is for top bar. Lagyan natin ng details. Top bar, top chord. See, we have 2 pieces by 2" by 1/4" angle bar. So, yung top chord natin. So, yan yung details niya. Snap. Ito naka-activate. So, lahat ng top chord. Then, let's say pati yung bottom chord. So, top and bottom ng ating trusses. So, lagyan ko lang ng dito. And then, for the web members, let's say this is 2 pieces. Let's say, 1.5" by 1/4" angle bar, 2 pieces. So that is for the web members. Okay natin. Web members. Top and bottom chord. So, ayan. First, syempre kailangan muna kasi natin malaman kung anong commercial length ng angle bar natin. So, that is for angle bar, for materials, let's say material description. 2" by 1/4" thick angle bar. That is by 6 meter yan. So, alam natin commercial length. Same lang with 1 1.5 inch na angle bar. So, let's say 1.5 inch. So, kailangan muna natin kasi i-identify yung materials needed. So, we have 2-inch angle bar. So, next is welding rod. Kailangan din natin ito. The welding rod. And then, what else? So, these are the materials needed for roof framing. Di ba pinagawa ko kayo ng sheet work for the materials needed per item of course. So napaka-importante yan na kailangan alam niyo yung materials na gagamitin sa certain scope. So this is materials needed for roof framing works. Let's say yung ating C-purlins. So for C-purlins, lagyan din natin ng details ito. Say C-purlins. C-purlins. So let's say this is 2-inch by 3-inch by 1.2 or 1.5 mm thick. Then, anong dito sa ito? Space at 600 mm on center. So, let's say yan yung ating details ng zipper lines. Lagay din natin dito materials needed. See, this is 2-inch by 4 or 3-inch by 1.5 thick zipper lines. So, kailangan din natin yan. And then, ano pa kailangan natin dito? We also need siyempre kailangan din natin mag-cut ng mga ano natin. So we have if cut off natin kay ang gagamitin natin. So we have options for the cutting this. So if cut off cut off machine. So there are many options kasi for us to cut yung certain metal. We can use welding machine, so pwede pang cut yun, or yung ating portable angle grinder. So pwede natin gamitin to angle grinder. Kakabitan natin ng parang ganito. Ganyan. Kakabitan natin ng cutting disc na 4 inches yung size, or pwede rin cut off machine. Ganito gamitin natin. So alam niyo naman siguro yung itsura nito. So if cut off machine, ang kailangan natin is cutting disc. Depende sa size, that is usually 12 inches or 14 inches. So kailangan natin ng cutting disc. Let's say 14 inches. Gusto ko 14 inches. So this is per piece. This is also per piece welding rod. It's either per kilogram or per box. So let's say gusto ko per kilogram. Then per piece ng zipper lines. Then cutting this is per piece. So next na kailangan natin dito for roof framing, aside from cutting this, kailangan din natin ng grinding this. So, di ba kailangan natin i-grind yung mga pinag-weldingan. So, lagay din natin dito. Grinding this. Grinding this. Yung ilalagay natin na grinding this is yung kasya dito sa angle grinder natin. So, this is 4 inches kasi ang size, ang diameter ng grinding this na yan. So, grinding this 4 inches. So this is per piece or pwede rin per box. Depende sa inyo. So let's say per piece since hindi natin alam kung magkano or ilang piraso yung isang box. Kaya per piece muna tayo. Next, kailangan din natin, syempre for this di ba napapansin nyo yung mga roof, ang mga metalworks natin kapag ka nag-welding tayo, we need to paint this one para iwas kalawang. So kailangan natin ng primer. So ang common na ginagamit is red oxide primer. So red oxide primer. Let's say per gallon naman, per gallon. So anong kailangan natin sa pagpintura? Red oxide primer. Kailangan din natin ng paintbrush or per piece ito. Paint roller per piece. So kung gagamit tayo ng paint roller, syempre kailangan natin ng ang tawag dun, yung parang plato ng ng paint natin. Paint roller and tray. Yung tray natin. So paint tray. Kailangan din natin yan. Let's say that is per piece. So for roof framing, so depende. Let's say natin. Let's say yung ating trusses is merong gusset plate. So kailangan din natin i-consider yan. So say gusset plate. Depende. Let's say, lagay ako dito ng sample. Let's say gusset plate na 1/4 inch yung thickness. So lagay ko dito. Gusset plate 1/4 inch thick. This is for connection. So depende yung size. Okay. Ikakat kasi natin ito depende. Let's say this is let's say 4 inches by 6 inches. So lagay ko dito 4 inch by 4 inch by 6 inch. So per piece ito. Gusset plate ito. So meron na tayong list of materials to estimate or to calculate na magagamit natin sa ating roof framing works. So this is unit. Siyempre kailangan natin yung quantity. Para hindi tayo mahirapan. Isa-isa lang muna tayo. Huwag nyo na munang isipin yung unit price nito. So this is the materials needed for roof framing work. So paano natin ito sisimulan? First, let's say start tayo sa top chord. So top chord, ang gagawin kasi natin dito is we have no choice but to measure kung gaano kahaba yung each chord. Let's say per truss tayo dito. So we have truss 1, 2, 3, 4. So wait lang, share ko lang. Baka may mga gising pa. Lang pause ko muna to. So resume tayo. So diniscuss ko kanina yung ating roof framing works. So since meron na tayong materials needed, we have these materials needed for roof framing works. Next is, let's say, for truss, kailangan kasi natin itong i-consider yung mga length. Let's say we have these 3 trusses. So for manual computation, para hindi tayo mahirapan. So ang ginagawa ko dito, let's say we have truss number 1. So truss number 1, say top chord, bottom chord, then web members. Iniisa-isa ko sila para ano. Then length, then for top chord, dito tayo baba natin to. Then length, then set. So let's say we have here truss number 1. So truss number 1, ito yung mga sukat nito. So kailangan wala tayong ibang way for this roof framing works to have the materials to, kundi kailangan kasi natin i-measure talaga dito. So wala itong automation. So for truss number 1, top chord is 4.83. Then bottom chord is 4.4. So ang gagawin natin dito, if this is 4.83, gawin natin dito agad 4.9 or 4.84. So i-round up natin. So truss number 1, top chord is 4.84. Then bottom chord natin dito 4.4. This is 4.4. Then set. So bibilangin natin. So for web members, iisa-isahin natin to. So ano nga bang mga web members natin dito? These are the web members for truss number 1. Palitan ko lang yung kulay para may differentiate natin. So tsaka take note for the materials. Let's say top chord, bottom chord, that is 2 inches na angle bar. So kailangan natin to ilagay dito. Materials. So this is top chord, bottom chord. This is angle bar. Lagyan natin dito. And then web members, these are 1.5 inch angle bar. So for truss number 1, set. So mamaya natin ito ilalagay. So for web members, isa-isahin kasi natin to. Wala tayong ibang way. This is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So 0.4, 0.8, 0.4, 0.8, 0.12, or 1.2. 1.2, 1.6, and then what else? Hanggang 2 meter. 2 meter. So next, this is 0.96. Gawin natin itong 1 meter. 1 meter or 0.97. So malapit na kasi sa 1 meter. So this is 1 natin. This is 1, 1.9, 1.5. This is 1.5. Then 1.9. I think this is 1.2 pala. 1.2. 1.2, 1.5, 1.9, then 2 meters. Tama, hanggang 1.9. So these are all 1.5 each web members lahat ito for trust number 1. This is for trust number 1. For the number of sets, since trust 1 ito, titignan na lang kasi natin dito lahat ng trust number 1. So this is ang trust number 1 kasi natin dito is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 sets lahat ito. Which means times 6 lahat. Times 6 lahat ng ating so this is the trust members. So paano natin ito i-analyze? So ang gagawin kasi natin dito, so 6 sets and then times 2. So magta-times 2 pa tayo dito. So, multiply ulit natin to sa times sa dalawa. Since back to 2 pieces. Kasi ang nasa ano natin, detail natin is 2 pieces. Ayan, 2 pieces. Pag ibig sabihin, back to back yan. Back to back yung ating katulad nito. So pakita ko lang. Nabi ating default 3. Ang wala dito. Hindi natin makita. Tignan natin dito sa kabilang SketchUp. So, 3, default 3, show 3. Yung ating trusses. Roof trusses. So, ayan. So, kung back to back yan, ganito maging itsura ng roof trusses natin. So, roof trusses back to back. So, if this is 6 sets, magta-times 2 pa tayo dito. Since back to back siya, times 2 pa. So, ang makakalculate kasi natin dito, pwede natin itong ilipat. So, pwede natin itong yung materials, lagay natin dito. This is materials. Then, yung truss member, yung length ng each truss, and then, so number of sets, and then, since this is back-to-back times 2 yan, composition. So, back-to-back. So, makakuha tayo ng total length. So, total length. So, multiply lang natin to. 4.84 times number of sets times 2. Total length in meters. So, this is length in meters. So, don't forget. Total length in meters. Ayan, we have truss number 1. So, ano pa mga kailangan natin dito? So, we have calculated for the truss members. So, angle bars pala na-calculate natin dito. Next is for truss number 2. truss 2. So, start tayo sa top chord and bottom chord. Same lang sila ng composition or ng materials. Then, yung length. So, start tayo sa top chord. So, what is the length of top chord ng ating truss number 2? This is 6.53 or 6.6. So, 6.6 agad tayo dito. 6.6. Bottom chord, we have 6.23 or 6.3. 6.3. And then, next naman tayo is yung mga web members ng ating truss. So, web members, isa-isahin natin to. So, for web members, 0.34, 0.67, 1, 1.34, 1.67. Then next is yung diagonal naman niya. Diagonal. So, since naka-AutoCAD naman tayo, makuha naman natin agad yung nito, sukat. So, input ko lang. 1.1, 1.3, 1.5, 1.7, then 2 meters. So, we now have our truss number 2. Kung ilang set to, check natin. Kailangan kasi natin, alam natin yung number of sets. So, this is truss number 2. So, yan yung diagonal. So, that is 4 sets. So, sets, this is 4. And then, composition niya is dalawa din, back to back. And total length, multiply na lang natin to. And then for truss number 3, actually yung ating truss number 3, same lang sila ng truss number 1. So, hindi ko lang napansin. So, copy-paste ko na lang. For truss number 3, that is 2 sets lang. Copy-paste ko na lang ito. Palitan ko na lang yung title niya. This is truss number 3. Then set, dalawa lang lahat. Or, lang ito. So, we have now our materials for angle bars. Angle bars pa lang itong. So, let's say this is a truss roof framing. Save natin. So, anong sunod natin i-calculate dito? So, meron na tayong total length. Makukuha na natin to yung total materials for angle bars. So, next is our welding rod. So, paano natin i-calculate yung welding rod na to? So, magkakaroon kasi tayo ng assumption. So, let's say, kailangan natin i-imagine. Let's say, naka-gasket plate siya. So, try natin mag-drawing ng ating truss. Or pwede natin gamitin dito. So for truss kasi ang kailangan, dito tayo mas accurate. So this is 2 inches, so 50. Dito tayo. 50 and then thickness of 1/4. I think this is 6, so 6 mm. Then let's say yung ano natin, yung ating web members. This is 1.5. What is 1.5 inches? 1.5 times 25. So let's say this is 38. Ito yung ano natin, truss natin. Dito nga ito. So kailangan kasi natin itong welding. Then, let's see, for every connection kasi kailangan, let's see, ganito. So, ano natin, mag-a-assume tayo. Assumption natin. Let's see. Yan. Ito pala dapat i-trim. Then, let's say, ang design ng ano natin, ng truss natin is meron siyang gusset plate. So, let's say we have gusset plate of, di ba ang nilagay natin kanina is 6 inches by 4 inches. So, let's say 6 inches mula dito. So, that is 300 or 15. So, 150. And then, for, I think this should be dito yung ano. So, this is 4 inches by 6 inches or let's say gawin natin 6 inches by 6 inches. Ito yung ating gusset plate. So, maiksi pa siya. So, gawin natin 8 inches. So, 200 by 150. Yung size ng gusset plate kasi natin yung ginagawa natin ito. Gawin ko lang yung ating gusset plate. Ito yung gusset plate natin. Ayan. Siyempre, dito tayo mag-welding. If this is our gusset plate, siyempre, ang welding works natin dito is dito tayo mag-welding. So, ang natin, welding natin is from this point. So, depende yan sa design. So, sa example ko dito, ang ano natin, or gawin ko na ng line para So, welding. Dito tayo mag-weld. So, kailangan natin malaman yung total length of weld. So, pwede natin weld dito. Weld din natin ito, yung likod ng ating angle bar. So, if back-to-back ito, so kabilaan, meron din tayo dun. So, dito, kailangan din natin i-weld. Diba? Kailangan din natin. Ito, let's say nasa likod ito. Kung baka makikita mo lang is ganyan. So, i-weld din natin ito from this point to this point. I-weld din natin yan. So, yan yung length of weld natin. So, kailangan malaman natin kung for example, so for every kilogram of welding that, ilang millimeter yung length of weld na magagawa niya. So, let's say mag-assume tayo. So, paano nga pa natin for welding rod? See, for welding rod, ang kailangan natin malaman dito is, ang tanong natin dito, how many millimeter or how many millimeter of weld for every kilogram of welding rod. So, yan kasi yung tanong natin. Kailangan masagot natin to. See, ang ano natin dito, makakalculate kasi natin yung total length of weld per joint. So, per joint ang usapan natin dito. So, mag-assume lang tayo per joint. So, hindi na kasi natin to may eksakto. So, if meron tayong total length of weld per joint, so, bibilangin natin kung ilang joints lahat. So, let's say for truss number 1, bibilangin ito 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 joints. So, 10 joints times at length of weld per joint, and then yung tanong natin is kailangan masagot natin to. So, i-search natin to. Length of weld per electrode. So, per kilogram tayo. So, length of weld per kilogram. How well is being calculated? So, sa how to calculate. So, kailangan din natin dito malaman. Kailangan yung masagot kasi natin dito. The weight of metal to fill 1 meter of joint described in. So, let's say ito yung ano natin. So, 3.98 kilograms per meter. Depende sa ano natin sa pwede rin ito. Multiply weld volume by metal density. So, this is a rule of thumb. Pag rule of thumb ang ginawa ko dito. Kasi may mga details din kasi yung ating welding. So, depende kung anong type of ano. So, let's say we have a data. So, dito tayo. 1.34 kilograms per meter. So, let's see 1.34 kilograms. 1.34 kg per meter. So, yan yung ano natin. Yung data natin. So, kailangan lang natin makalculate kung ilang ano to. So, this is 0.2 or pwede natin ano ito. Isaktong 100 lahat. 100. So, this is calculator natin. It's estimate lang naman. Kasi estimated length of weld per joint. This 0.2 plus ilang 0.1 to 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 0.6 times 2. So, 1.2 meter per joint. So, we have 1.2 meter per joint. So for truss number 1, joint naman tayo dito. So welding rod. So, pwede natin ilagay dito. Material, dito number of joints. Then length of weld per joint. So yan kasi yung ano natin. Yan yung ating assumption. Meron tayong length of weld per joint. And then, multiply natin to sa 1.34 kg per meter. Kailangan natin ito i-multiply. So, for truss number 1, or pwede natin ilagay dito separate format. This is a truss 1, truss 2, and truss 3. For truss number 1, pwede na natin bilangin ito ilang joints ito. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 joints. 11 joints. This is 11. Then, same lang dito sa truss number 3. So, for truss number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. 13 joints. Then, length of weld per joint. Nag-assume tayo na 1.2. Kasi 0.2 plus 0.1, 0.1. Say 1.2. So, set. Multiply natin ito. So, that is 6, 4, and 2. 6, 4, 2. So, this is in meter, diba? Meter kasi ito. So, multiply natin sa 1.34 kg. Kg per meter. So, ibig sabihin, ang matitira lang is kilogram. Diba? Tama ba? So, 1.34. Multiply na lang natin ito. Times 1.2 times 6 times. So, meron na tayo ngayong masyadong malaki, 1.34 kilograms per meter, 1.2. So, pwede kasi natin itong ikalculate ilang kilograms to. 1.2, mahaba siguro yung length of weld per joint natin. I think this is kumbaga masyadong mahaba. Pwede naman natin palitin eh. Pwede ganyan din or so, pwedeng ganyan yung ano natin. So, pwede natin ito i-move. So, mag-ano tayo, parang i-assume na lang kasi natin yung length of weld per joint. Let's see, ganyan. So, we have 0.15 plus 0.84. So, calculate natin. 0.15 or 0.85 times 4. Or 0.085. Or gawin natin mm na lang muna. 85 times 4 plus 150. So 0.49 times 2. So 980 or 1 meter. This is 1 meter. I think mataas ito. Mataas itong 1.34 kilograms per meter. Actually, isipin mo yung isang kilo, per box kasi yan. Check natin. Tinuturo ko lang kung paano natin i-analyze yung ating estimate. So, if let's say 1 box, ilang kilogram pa yung per box? Or welding. 140 per box. Ilang kilogram kaya ito? Yan natin, specs natin dito. COD. Anyway, per meter kasi. Per meter, ito 1.34 kilogram. I think okay naman na siguro ito. For assumption natin, 1.34 kilogram. So we have a total weight for welding rod. So next, ang kailangan natin dito, anong kailangan natin dito? Check natin ito. So meron na tayong dito. Okay na to. Okay. Okay. For zipper lanes, so mangyayari dito, ang gagawin ko is kukunin ko lang yung total length. So we have to see our zipper lanes here. This is our zipper lanes. So, naka-layout naman na siya dati. Gawin lang natin, kukunin natin total length divided by commercial length. So, paano? This is, since naka naman tayo AutoCAD, makuha natin yung property, yung perimeter nito. This is length, 41 meter. $45 or 46. So, ano ko siya, lagay ko lang dito para dito tayo mahirapan. This is 46. 46 plus. Next. 42. So, ginagawa whole number na lang. 46 plus 42. For zipper lanes. So, dito tayo. Zipper lanes. We have 46 plus 42. 46 plus 42. Next, we have 37, 33, 29, 37, 33, 37, 33, 29. So halos minus 4. Ayan. $29, 24, 20, 29, 20, 24, 20, 24, 20, 16, and then plus natin dito 12. So 12. Gagawin ko dito, ano ko lang, sa 259. So let's say divide natin sa 6 meter divided by 6, and then add tayo ng, let's say, 10% wastage. So add tayo times 1.1. So round up natin to. This is round up 0 decimal place. We have 48 pieces. 48 pieces. Gawin na natin 50 para sarado. So we have our zipper lines here. Ilang piraso? 50 pieces. So meron na tayong okay na to. And then, yung ating fascia cover, don't forget yung fascia cover natin dito. Kasi usually nakakalimutan to. That is depende kung ano yung nakadesign na fascia cover. Let's say, magkapatong. Ang fascia cover kasi, yun yung pagdidikitan. Let's say, di ba dito, itong part na to, yung pagdidikitan ng ating, yung ating gutter. So let's say that is 2 pieces of 2x3 na zipper lines. So magkadikit. So yun ang ano natin, perimeter. So kumbaga parang dito siya supposed to be 46. 46 times 2. So we have, dag natin ito. Kasi 46 divided by 6. So, kailangan natin, dagdag na lang natin dito. Dagdag natin dito, 46. Additional 46. This is 46 times 2. 46 times 2. So, 64. So, 65 pieces. So, nadagdagan na yan. 65 pieces. So, we now have our zipper lines. So, unti-unti na nating nakaka-calculate yung materials needed for our roof framework. So, for cutting this, actually, mga consumable items ito. So, let's say, mag-assume tayo dito, ilang piraso o ilang cut ang magagawa nito para maubos ang isang cutting disc. Ito kasi ang assumption natin dito. Kumbaga, for every cutting disc, ilang pirasong bakal ang makakat niya bago siya maubos. So actually, ito yung mga consumable items na mahirap i-calculate. So ang ginagawa ko dito, sa mga ganyang items, usually yung iba, roof framing, consumable items. So that is one lot. In term, ilagay mo lang dito kung magkakaroon ka lang ng budget, or pwede kang mag-assume. So actually, pwede tayong mag-assume dito. Let's say, nag-budget ka dito ng for this type of project, let's say 10 pieces ang makakonsume mo. So 10 pieces of or actually, pwede kang mag-assume, let's say, for every cutting disc, ilang piraso. For every cutting disc, malalaman kasi natin ito yung per cut. Kasi assume natin dito for every length nito, isang cut yan. So, how many cuts ito? This is 6 times 2. calculate kasi natin ito. So that is 2 times 2. Sum from this point to the, so 272 cuts. So let's say for every one piece of cutting this, makapag-cut siya ng, let's say 10 pieces, or kinamano na yan, let's say 40 pieces or 50 pieces kailangan niya. So this is divided by 50. So we have 6 pieces of cutting this. Lagay natin dito 6 pieces of cutting this, or sarado na natin 10 piece. For grinding this, actually ito yung mga mahirap din na, let's say 10 piraso din, or kung meron man tayo per box, pwede rin per box. So for red oxide primer, paano natin ito i-calculate? Pwede natin gamitin yung data for our angle bars. So first, calculate muna natin to, yung angle bars natin. Kasi makuha natin yung surface area, and then syempre calculate na natin yung total So di ba na-discuss natin yan sa material yung surface area. Then yung paint, let's say actually may paint calculator naman sana. So kailangan na natin malaman yung surface area ng lahat ng pipinturahan natin. So first, we have to calculate number of angle bars natin. So for let's say sa top chord, bottom chord. So this is 2 inches angle bar. Ang gagawin ko dito, length, this one. This is this one. Dito 2 inches. Just din. Add. And divided by 6 times 10%. Let's say 10% wastage. Divided by 6. Then times 1.1 for this one. We have 60 pieces. Then for 1.5 inch angle bar, add natin lahat. Or pwede sum natin to. Sum of this one. Divide natin sa 6. Then plus 10%. We have 70 pieces. So 70 pieces, 70, 60, 70. This is 60. This is 70. And then for welding rod, ano yung nakalculate natin dito? Kasi ang laki nito eh. So 187 kilograms. Let's say palitan natin to 0.5 kilogram per meter. Kasi masyadong malaki yung naasa natin. So 70 kg, 70 kg. And so for our zipper lines, so meron tayong nakalculate dito zipper lines. So zipper lines 65. Paano natin makakalculate yung ating red oxide primer? Kailangan natin malaman yung surface area. So for surface area. Let's say our 2-inch angle bar. Then 1.5-inch angle bar. Then our zipper lens. So start tayo sa 2-inch angle bar. So per ano natin dito, kunin natin yung cross section na lang. Say the angle bar here, 2-inch, that is 50 by 50. So thickness is 1/4, so that is 6 mm. Let's say ganyan yung ating so para makuha natin surface area, perimeter nito plus or times yung length times 6 meter. So natin dito or PL natin, polyline, para isang sukat na lang. 200. So 0.2 times 6 meter. So that is for that is 0.2 times 6 meter. Para makuha natin surface area ng isang pirasong 2 inches angle bar. So for 1.5 inch, same lang din yung process natin. Or PL na lang ako. Or say PL 38, 6. Then this is 38 minus 6, 32. 152 times 6 meters. So 0.152 times 6 meters. Square meter ta, square meter na to. Per piece. So, square meter per piece. And zipper lens, mag-assume tayo ng say zipper lens natin is 2/3. Ganyan lang. So this is since kabilaan na lang siya, gawin natin dito area nito, perimeter. So this is 50. So 50 plus 50 plus 75 times 2. Then 350.35 times 6 meter. 0.35 times 6 meter. 0.35 times 6 meter. So square meter per piece. So number of pieces, number of pieces. This is 60, 70, 65. This is 60, 70, 65. So, multiply lang natin ito. Makuha na natin total area. Total area will be, so, square meter, 272.34 square meter. So, paano natin i-calculate yung red oxide primer natin? Ito tayong pumunta sa, let's say, Boysen or Davis calculator. Surface, let's say metal. New painting, paint to be used. Wala tayong dito. Or pwede natin gamitin to kasi primer lang naman kailangan natin. This one, we have 2. Maglagay ako ng 10% allowance. Let's say 300 square meter. 300. So primer lang kailangan natin dito. So 10 gallons yan. Epoxy primer. Yan lang naman kailangan natin dito. 10 gallons yung primer. So which means we now have our quantity for letters. 10 gallons. So paintbrush. Maglagay lang tayo ng paintbrush 5 piraso. Paint roller 3 piraso. And then 3, let's say 3 pieces. And then gusset plate, roof ring consumer. Let's say mag-ano dito ng 1 lot. So gusset plate, kung ilang piraso ito. So number of joints. Ang calculate natin dito. So meron tayong bilang number of joints. So we have 35 pieces. So 35 pieces. Meron tayong material take-off. Okay na lahat yan. Material take-off for roof framing works. So ano pa kailangan natin dito? Usually kasi yung ating zipper din, meron siyang connection. Kumbaga, for this one, di ba, paano natin ko-connect? Obviously, meron nagkakat tayo ng maliliit na angle bars para kumbaga doon siya nakahiga. Parang ganito siya mangyayari dyan. Yung cross-section ng natin, meron pa tayong angle bar dito. Kumbaga nakahiga, nakatalikod siya. So, paano natin ito makakalculate? Bilangin lang natin yung intersection. Diba? So, for every zipper lines, dito 1, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 12 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 12 times 9. So we have 12 times 9. So 108 pieces. Kung gaano kahaba yung natin, yung per piraso nito. Let's say, since 2 inches siya, let's say 3 inches, so 0.075. Multiply natin sa 0.075 times 0.075. 3 inches yan. Divided by 6. We have 1.2 or 2 pieces. So mag-additional tayo ng 2 piraso na 1.5 inch dito. So we now have our materials for roof framing works.